What is the philosophy of Hinduism? The more you look into Hinduism, the more confusing the answers become. Some say Hinduism is a polytheistic religion, others describe it as henotheistic or kathenotheistic. But these labels primarily describe the way the divine is worshipped or spoken of. They do not describe or answer a deeper philosophical question, which is what is the philosophy of Hinduism? To answer that question, let's not begin with modern labels. Let's begin with the earliest texts of the tradition itself. Our first passage comes from Rigveda 1.164, the famous Asya Vamasya or riddle hymn, attributed to Rishi Dirghatama's Auchatya. Through symbolic riddles and cosmic imagery, the hymn describes the sun, time, speech, the gods, and the structure of the cosmos. Within this broader context, verse 46 states, they have styled him Indra, Mitra, Varuna, Agni, and the celestial well-winged Garutma. The learned call the one by many names, speaking of Agni, Yama, and Matariswan. Already a philosophical pattern begins to emerge here. Multiplicity is acknowledged, yet the hymns point toward an underlying unity expressed through many names. The same philosophical orientation appears again in chapter 32 of the Shukla Yajurveda Vajasaniyi Samhita, attributed to Rishi Yajnavalkya Vajasaniyi, where the supreme reality is identified with the gods and cosmic powers while being described as their source and all-pervading ground. Agni is that, Aditya is that, Vayu is that, Chandramas is that, the bright one is that, Brahman is that, waters are that, Prajapati is that. Later in the same chapter we read, Vena beholds that being hidden in mystery, in whom all find one single home, in that all this unites, from that all issues forth. And again, having encompassed all creatures and encompassed all worlds, encompassed all the regions and directions, and approached the firstborn of eternal order, he with the self entered into the self. Taken together, these passages repeatedly identify the many with that, presenting it as the source and unifying principle of existence. Chandogya Upanishad 6.8.7. By the time we reach the Chandogya Upanishad, the discussion turns from the cosmos to the individual. In chapter 6, the sage Uddaloka Aroni instructs his son Shvetaketu in Sadvidya, the knowledge of Sat or being or truth. Through a series of analogies, he teaches that by knowing the one underlying reality, everything else is understood. It is within this teaching that he declares that which is the subtlest of all is the self of all this. It is the truth, it is the self that thou art, O Shvetaketu. The philosophical movement now turns inward. The same reality described as underlying all existence is identified with the deepest identity of the individual self. Taken together, these texts reveal a remarkably consistent philosophical orientation. The apparent multiplicity of gods, cosmic principles, and even individual selves is understood in relation to a deeper underlying unity. This broad philosophical orientation is best understood as polymorphic monism, one reality expressing itself through many names, forms, and manifestations.